Hi everyone, Chris here. This is the latest video in my series on SpAIceRocks, the game that I created nearly completely with artificial intelligence. Today's video is going to be on how I created the audio as well as picked the fonts, which I let the generative AI do. You can download and play SpAIceRocks on Steam, and you can also download all the source code and assets and everything that I talk about from the GitHub, and both of those links are in the notes attached to this video. So today let's talk about audio. So I use Udio.com. There's also a couple of other generative audio solutions out there, but Udio is really great. I want to say I'm still working on their free account, but you can see this is their interface here that has the credit count, etc. And maybe I am paying a monthly fee. Honestly, I can't remember in this case, but I love the experience, and I'll show you how this works. So what you're looking at right now is my library. And like a lot of these generative AI sites, you can go and just browse other works from other people, which is really fun. But here's the first step in the process. So you go up to the top and you type in whatever your prompt is that you want, what kind of song you're looking for. And you can type in, subject matter, let's say you wanted to create, I want to create a video background, a video game ambient background, And I did try a few of those just with that, and it came out okay. But once I really started understanding the look and feel of my game, which, as a reminder, is this experience here, I really wanted something that was sort of a space western type of thing. If you guys are fans of Firefly, I liked that kind of feel. You're out in space. It's kind of gritty, but it has that western feel. And so with that in mind, I started looking for those kinds of sounds. And actually where I started out, which this is called Echoes of the Past. It sounds like this. So it's one of the first songs you hear when you start the game. I actually didn't type in anything at the top. I just used the little buttons right here. And so I used country folk, acid folk, trip hop, banjo, and guitar. Because I have certain kind of items I want on there. So here's the hip hop. Maybe I did type in banjo and guitar. Banjo, guitar, just like that. If you want it to generate lyrics, it can. See, lyrics auto-generated, or you only choose instrumental, and you choose how much you want, 2 minutes or 30 seconds. And that takes up more credits. Now, when I was building the early versions of these soundtracks, I just wanted something small because I just wanted to try it out. In some ways, I'd like to have a 15-minute second one, but 30 isn't bad, and it doesn't eat up a lot of credits. And you can do more advanced creation, which I can show you in just a moment, which is like generating lyrics, or you can put your own lyrics in there. But this is essentially what I went for. Excuse me. And I also want to say that I had put country in there too, per the prompt. It keeps the prompt for you, but I did country, or maybe country rock, like that. What did I do? I did country folk. Yeah, there we go, country folk. You see, it's got this really wonderful prompting experience already, even if you don't really know what you want yet. So you do that. You press go, and it starts making your file with the create button here. Now, this is the output. It takes a little time. It'll generate 2 for you at once, and then you can choose which one you like, kind of like A/B testing. And if you like one or the other, then you can move forward with that one. Okay, so this was the first Echoes of the Past. I'm going to show you how I brought it in. So here's the game, and I have a little audio music folder I made that doesn't exist. You make it yourself, and then in the music folder, here's Echoes of the Past 1, 2, and then I did some other ones. Lost Highways, blah, blah, blah. All of these are for every single one of the planets, and I have like 5 planets. So I have, a background track for each planet. That's part of the planet sort of package, if you will. And then I have an audio manager. And my audio manager just has an array, and I just drag and drop each one of these into whatever slot I want for whatever given planet I'm looking to add the background to. So now there's the ambient sound. So that's pretty straightforward. And let me give you an idea of a bit of the prompts before I move on to the sound effects. So in the list here, if you just kind of hover over the sound that you've created in your library page, you can see a prompt that you used. So check this out. Country folk, trip hip western, a tone of sadness and hope. You're out in the West and it's barren lands and you're grinding and getting metals and this kind of stuff. Violins and harmonica. So I really wanted a little bit of fiddle in there, harmonica, banjo. I experimented with different things, and I got some good ones. Every now and then, I got someone singing, and I have to go back and make it not sing. But then something really nice happened. I'm a huge fan of the soundtrack from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? So this prompt here, I put in the music style from the 2000 Coen Brothers film, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Now it also has this Americana, a genre that blends gospel, Delta blues, bluegrass, swing, and Southern country, classic blues. I think that it added that in there because a lot of these generative sites will improve the prompt for you, which is really nice. And this is the sound that I got out of that one. And this is like on planet 3 or 4. Southern Echoes. Yeah, it's the last one. So planet 5 or 6. Really lovely. Really has that good banjo in there. Something you might hear if you're hanging out, on a horse or sitting there at your campfire. Anyway, so you bring them in, and then you kind of just basically let your audio manager play them when you want to with triggers, that kind of stuff. So that's all pretty standard Unity stuff. So that was nice. The next thing I wanted to talk about is the sound effects. Now, sound effects are a little different. I had hit or miss with the generative AI at the time. I worked with Muse and Optimize AI. I can't talk about Muse. I'm still under NDA for that. But I can talk about Optimize AI. And so Optimize AI is this website. Or Optimizer AI, forgive me. You go in there and you can generate just like the other websites you can. You see I have like 45 to 50 credits left. It's been a little while. And they also have where you go to the featured and you search. And here's a cash register sound that someone generated. And I just grabbed it. Let's go right here. So that's really nice. There's a whole bunch of different options. Maybe I did generate this. Honestly, I can't remember. But the point is, though, I wanted a cash register sound. You can find cash register sounds in a lot of places on the internet. I'm going to talk about free sound in just a minute. But if you're generally trying to make something that doesn't exist or doesn't quite fit, or the ones you're finding don't really fit your needs, you can come into Optimizer and give it a go. It's really cheap and or free. And I want to say I'm still on a free account with Optimizer, and you can download it. And so that's how I built a lot of the sounds that are sitting right in here. So there's my cash register right there. Now I try to get in the habit of, I'm not perfect at this yet, but I like to put the name of the website up front. And some of these I didn't do it, but you can see optimizerai.xyz because that's their website. XYZ. Rock crunch. And every time I'm matching rocks, you get this little crunching sound. It's low key. It's not in your face and annoying. It's just a little ambience as you're going through this game because you're clicking all the time and you don't want a bunch of strange noises in your head. And the cash register happens to be what happens when you purchase a tool or gas to go to a new planet, that kind of stuff. Anyhow, the audio manager again just has an array right here where there's the cash register sound, womp womp sound when you don't clear a board and you run out of moves. And then there's also tool sounds. So when the bomb goes off and that kind of stuff, which I'll talk about in just a moment. So that's pretty straightforward. Audio Manager's not got a whole lot going on. This is a simple game. But I will say there are some things that I tried to generate and I couldn't get. I couldn't get out of Optimizer. And so I went back to my roots, if you will. If you've never been to freesound.org, check it out. Man, is this a great collection of recorded sounds or generated sounds by just people on the internet. Okay? It's free. You just got to make an account. And then you can go and browse the different sounds. Here's a bomb if I don't hit the back button. Come on, you guys. Quit touching things. Here we go. So like that. Show it one more time. Come on. Here's try this one. So you listen to it. Boom. You got a boom sound. And you just got to browse. And so this is nice. If you have something like Adobe Audition or whatever, you can cut it down. There's also a free, I can't remember, sound editor that's out there. That's fine too. So these kind of little sound effects are easy enough to find, but there are also generative, like you could also go in here and do it in an Optimizer. And I think Muse has something coming too. I've used it. I used it to make bomb sounds and some other stuff. It's just not yet out on the market. Anyhow, as you can see here, I tried this Farmer Girl Yells Yeehaw. So this one I actually did with Optimizer. And Optimizer's not great with the sounds just yet. I mean, excuse me, with the voice-related items. It did great with electric sparks. I used electric sparks, which was good, and welding sparks because there's a little tool that clears out a row or column. So that was really nice. Oh, there's the cash register stuff. Okay. So rock crunches, you can kind of see that I really got a lot out of this, but anything I couldn't get out of it, I might have pulled from free sounds. And I think the sound of a black hole might have come also from Optimizer. Anyhow, so that's the sound part. Give yourself some ambience, give yourself some sound effects. Generative AI has come a long way with that, so I encourage you to do that. But now let's talk about creativity. So what about fonts? Fonts is something you can choose. It rounds out the look and feel of your game. And there's just a ton of free fonts out there you can use. And so what I decided to do is I gave Claude, Gemini, and ChatGPT a screenshot of the game, which is not going to load, but you guys know what the game looks like. Yeah, it's not loading, but you guys can see it all. It's right here. And I gave them the same prompt. I said, attached is a screenshot of my Match 3 game. The art style is grubby, line art, high-tech sci-fi miners digging up rocks from different planets using spaceships and bombs. What free fonts would you recommend to keep this look and feel? Of course, I have a typo right there. So, for a grubby sci-fi mining game with a hand-drawn industrial feel, I'd recommend these fonts. Space Grotesque, Prototype, Hydrophilia, blah, blah, blah. And so I grabbed each one of these, and I tried them out. And then I let Gemini do the same thing. I was also looking for patterns in case they all recommended something quite similar. So Gemini gave me 3. Pixel Operator, Space Mono, and Orbitron. And then ChatGPT, I also recommended Orbitron, EXO, Audio Wide, Russo 1, and ShareTech Mono. I can't remember if Prototype. Okay, so where I landed, and you can grab these. So for example, here's, a lot of them are Google fonts because Google has this great font library if you don't know. Here's Orbitron, what this looks like, which I kind of like that. It's easy to read, has a little bit of a techno going on there. And then the same thing was true with Audio Wide, a bit more stylized, a little harder to read, but still pretty techy and sci-fi-ish in my opinion. So with that in mind, you can see here that I ended up choosing Audio Wide, and I think I have some Orbitron in there, but I also tried Prototype and ShareTech Mono. So let me kind of select, what I'm doing now is I'm selecting the title text up here. You can see in Unity it's Match 3. So I just basically dragged the fonts in. Again, I made a UI folder, I made a fonts folder. You might have a different organization that you like. And then I dragged in the fonts that I downloaded from the website. So get the font here, and I've already got it. But there it is, and then you basically go download all. And it'll download everything for you. Of the ones that you, actually Google's great. It'll download all the ones you searched for, or you can remove the ones you don't. Okay. I didn't use ShareTech Mono, but I did use Audio Wide and Orbitron. And so here, Audio Wide is sitting in here. And then you can just choose the font asset that you're interested in, or you just drag it over, and you can see all the ones that are in there. All right. And that's it. And so you just kind of do the look and feel. Let me actually change one. I guess maybe I can do that. So I'll give you an idea. If you've never dealt with fonts, let me select the title text. I'm going to change it to, say, Prototype. See, it's actually quite legible. That would have worked fine. But it so happens that I really liked the font for the logo. So I'm going to bring up the splash panel. And this is the logo here, SpAIceRocks. I did a bunch of different logo designs with those fonts as well. So the font echoes in the title. It actually starts in the title because that's all the branding that you're going to see everywhere. And then it goes throughout the game. And then let me see what I chose here for... Oh, that's actually from Illustrator. So all of this is sort of echoed throughout the game. Usually 1 to 2 fonts, maybe a third font is all you're going to ever want for branding purposes. And so I think I actually stuck with just mainly 2 fonts. There might be a third floating around in there. But you can also see, look, up in the little credits line here, that right there is just a simple little, that's like Arial or something. Something that just has to be read and really tiny. Doesn't really have any personality, but it also doesn't offend the branding that you're going for. It's just there. So it's kind of your choice on what fonts you use. But the process, if you're really trying to give AI a shot, in my opinion, is you give it a screen cap so it can use the multimodal abilities of the model, and then a good font suggestion as to what you're looking for. Now, could I have gotten the same results if I didn't give it a screen cap? Maybe. I don't know. But that's what I did. Worked out really good. And I got some similarities in the recommendations. So that was creative. I had to do the human part where I downloaded it, plugged it in, and gave it a shot and see what really felt good to me in the end. And that's where I landed. So guys, thanks so much for your time. And that's all I have for the audio soundtracks and for the font choices. And we'll see you next time.